Dan Does Footy production, a program created by two unique individuals with no credibility, talent, or critical thinking skills. They're here to call it as they see it. They're going to exchange ideas, thoughts, and even their energy. They're not always going to get it right, and most times you're not going to agree with them. But that's okay, because just like you, they care. Embrace the chaos, and let's do footy together.
And it is in the books, opening round. I'm all for it. I was very skeptical of it early. I thought, you know what, this isn't going to be great. 2 games of football, but after seeing Collingwood go down by 52 points, I think we just bring it back every year. Unbelievable. Got my vote.
You changed your tune pretty quickly,
pretty
didn't
good.
you?
Probably about halfway through the third.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I thought, you know what, I'm coming around to this idea of watching this every year. Just the 2 teams, 2 games. That's all we need.
Yeah.
Loved it. How was your weekend? Ollie Gill hit Adelaide. Bloody, it was Cyclone Alfred. Cyclone Gill.
Yeah.
Going through Moore's balls.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the word coming back from the streets in Adelaide.
Had a really, really wonderful time. Big takeaways.
Yeah, buttering the town up. Here we go. Before we go together, and
No.
3 weeks till there. Here comes the butter.
Adelaide Oval, unbelievable. Stayed at the hotel. It was amazing. Did the roof climb. It was really special. It was beautiful.
And that wasn't a sponsorship deal. That was at the kindness of your heart.
Out of my heart, because I've always felt like Adelaide Oval was a bit of a safe space for me.
Not branded or sponsored at all. No.
At all. No, I loved it. Honestly, check it out. Saints fans, if you're going next weekend for the Crows game, highly recommend the Oval.
We've always said as a program, the only place to stay in Adelaide is actually Adelaide Oval.
At the Adelaide Oval.
Always.
Why would you want to go anywhere else when you're in Adelaide?
Great staff, great people, great
Yep.
vibes. Housekeeping's immaculate. The food there, beautiful.
Yep. I paid for all of the food. So anyway, I had a great time. The other takeaways, too hot. It's getting
That's negative.
It's
Okay.
getting silly. I haven't worn underpants in days because of the chafe. It's warm out there.
Too hot in Adelaide or just in Australia right now?
Yeah, well, probably overall, but
Yeah.
honestly, there was a moment just standing there feeling like this is 60 years in the future, and this is just what climate change is like. Like
Well,
it hurt.
You were on the roof of Adelaide Oval, so that
That's
would be
true.
hot. Like if you do go on a roof normally
Yeah.
at home, it's quite hot.
Yeah, and the
You're on a
funny
big
thing
roof.
about the roof climb is you can actually book out 1 quarter of football for each game. It's reasonably priced and a lot of fun.
To watch it up there, can
Yeah.
you?
Yes, you can. Yeah, and I think for cricket you can do like 10 overs. I think sitting up there, or you could do a
session
quarter of footy. Yeah,
Imagine it was 35 overs up there.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow.
It's pretty
okay.
cool. But no, I had an absolute ball. It was good to walk past Kano.
You did, I didn't get to go in there?
No,
No.
that was planned. I think there was a bit of cross-wired.
That was in the works. I mean, you were there early to do that because we
Yeah.
had something teed up, and then radio silence, as they say.
As they say. But interesting, by the way, their studio right on King William Road or Street, you can look straight in like sunrise.
Right in. But he's got his back turned to you.
Smart.
Whoever's on SEN is back away from you.
And smart. You don't want to be looking out there.
No. We'll gather around that window a bit peppered.
Yeah.
We should spray. We should tag it.
We could tag it, totally.
Yeah.
How good
We
would
should
that
do
be?
that. That'd be good. Okay, so that was good.
No, I had a really good time. I was sitting there on the Thursday night in the hotel thinking, I got quite annoyed because we would have had footy on. Like
yeah.
that.
There was no footy.
No.
Did you order any adult movies?
Yes. Harry Potter Part 7.
Yeah.
7 Part 2.
Yeah. That's pretty naughty, isn't it?
MA rated.
There we
so
go.
You can
okay.
imagine.
Love that. Okay.
No, it was good. And you were in Sydney.
Sydney was good. Yeah, I was in Sydney for the game, shooting some stuff with Gatorade, which is unreal. Sydney shit. I'm not a fan of Sydney. I think it's a classic Melbourne-Sydney rivalry.
Yeah, totally.
We just don't get along. We don't see eye to eye. It's
No.
Carlton, Collingwood, Sydney Giants,
Yeah.
Derby. It's classic rivalries.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear you.
Yeah. So, Sydney was,
Yeah.
The shooting was great. The game was great. The SCG is unbelievable.
The lizard was good.
The
He
lizard,
looked unbelievable.
and the lizards.
Yeah.
In the crowd lizards, people dressed up
Brilliant.
as lizards. It was great. So got around the SCG, but then outside of that, I was like, ooh, okay,
Yeah.
Melbourne's better than this place.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
Before we move on from travel, just a quick one. This could be a bit of a off-air chat, but just wondering how we want to approach this one since you're now my boss. Last night with my airline, they said I was 1 kilo over my luggage, and that was because I had my laptop that I had to take
Yeah.
so I could work
Yeah.
and edit the show for
Yeah.
Friday. And that was $80. So how do you want to do that?
Well, did you take your Nimbus 3000 as well?
Oh,
Was that in your bag?
Plane. No. So how do you want to approach that? Is that
Look,
down to me
I'd
entirely?
send it to accounts
Yeah.
and see what they say.
And see what they
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, they'll probably want to investigate it.
I'm happy to split it, but all I know is I wouldn't have had my laptop with me.
Yeah, if you weren't there.
If I wasn't
so what
there.
happened? You got on a flight and they said you're too heavy because your laptop was on.
Well, I didn't see I was too heavy.
So, I mean, that would be an HR.
Would have, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, apparently you've got 7 kilos of combined carry-on luggage, which is fine, but I weighed my bag without anything in it. It was 3 kilos. So it meant that I had like 5, I had nothing. I could take nothing.
Yeah.
But I had my little carry-on bag and then I had my laptop case, but they have to weigh it together.
And then you're
and then
over.
they said it's $80.
Heavy laptop. What's in the laptop?
The laptop and
It's
the
heavy.
hard drives.
Just heavy.
It just tipped it over the edge. So I was weighing like 8 kilograms.
And $80 for that.
Yeah.
Could have bought a new laptop for that.
Yeah. So how do you want to approach it?
Send it through to
Yeah.
the team and
Happy
we'll see
to
what they
split
say.
it, maybe.
Yeah, it's Georgie who sorts that stuff out.
Okay, I'll have
Yeah,
a word
you
with
haven't met her
Georgie.
yet.
No. Yeah.
Georgie's also me.
Yeah.
It's my alias.
Daniel Georgie.
But the season has started, sort of. It doesn't feel like it had. I mean, 2 teams kicked off their season with wins, got the 4 points. 2 teams got absolutely punched in the mouth. Now they're on the back foot, but the season's here, but it's also not really here.
Yeah.
The Friday game, then it was much like the AFL said, you know what? That was so good. Let's have a day off before we do it again.
recoup.
Everyone needs to calm down.
I tell you what, someone did put it, when I was at the pub on Sunday though, it felt like footy was back. Someone went up to the bar staff and said, hey, can you put the footy on? It's starting in 10 minutes. And I went, okay,
We're back.
we're back.
Back officially this week, though.
Yeah.
Thursday
Oh,
night
yes.
footy. Couple days away. So hopefully the word and the vibe everywhere is that we'll never have this opening round set up again.
Yeah, okay.
An opening round we might have, but let's involve all the teams. Michael Voss had a great suggestion on Friday. He said, WA, there's 2 games we can play there. 2 games we can play in South Australia, 2 games we get to play in Queensland and New South Wales, while also launching it in Vic. We've got 10 Victorian teams, 8 could travel to every single state, and we could have 2 games in every state. I think it's very unique for us in the national game that we can launch it Australia-wide.
That's not bad.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's pray the AFL's listening.
Yeah.
Because whatever this was and what it was last year,
It's not it.
not it.
Nah.
Everyone's laughing at us. So let's hope they change it next year. We don't have to do this again. But just a launching of commentary teams, and Sunday we've known to be the graveyard. We've labelled that. You get there and you go, oh, God, Jared Healy is just Mr. Negative, just yelling at the screen.
Yep.
But now we've got Matt Hill Sundays. Just the best. Nothing better or more soothing knowing he's in control, driving the car. Especially you have the Sunday scaries. You have a big night Saturday night.
Sure.
You wake up, turn the TV on, and you've got Matt Hill just penetrating your ears.
How do you reckon Matt Hill feels about it? Like, is it a promotion for him, or do you like? I like to think that he goes, I know that it's the graveyard, but it won't be anymore.
No.
Let's flip this script.
Matt Hill Sundays, that's his own thing.
Yeah.
He's made it a marquee slot.
Yeah.
You got Thursday night, Friday night. Now Sundays with Matt
Yeah.
Hill.
You've got.
He's the best. It's just like I do feel like though, because he's so good, when he's speaking, and if you're another commentator, shut up. Okay. Just let him do his thing. Give him 10 seconds from when he stops his last sentence that you think to maybe let him pick him up again.
Yeah.
Because everyone's coming in over the top. It was just, you got to let Matt Hill do his thing.
Yeah.
Let him fly.
How good would that be? Just a quick break and go, that was awesome, Matt.
Yeah.
Anyway, where are we?
Yeah. He's he's just the best. Like, they need to give Dermy a fake mic. Because yesterday when Matt Hill was doing his thing, Dermy came in and was just saying some things that I didn't even know what he was saying, but it was ruining the Matt Hill Sunday experience for me.
Yeah.
So Fox Footy, give him a fake mic. He'll think it's on still.
Yeah.
It's on mute, and let Matt Hill just run the show.
Yeah.
That's right. He even said this. I think someone sent it to me of what Derby said. This is in between Matt Hill just being like an angel to our ears.
Yeah.
Soothe, calming, just so detailed. Just the game was better with him. And then you get this every minute when Matt Hill stops.
Bradley Hill.
Bobby Hill.
Normally, if you're cramped and you come off, you're like, yeah, you don't disguise it. But he's trying to disguise what he's come off with.
I love that. McCreary. Anyway.
Okay, yeah,
moving
no
on.
one acknowledged that. I was like, all right then, get that guy a fake mic.
Yeah.
Let Matt Hill do it. And then we had Anthony Hudson and Jared on the Friday night.
Okay.
That was heaven. I tuned in for that one at the game, but I was like, I got to hear this. Just a dream team. Fox Footy put a dream team together. It's unbelievable. Just pleasuring ears all weekend. Fox Footy were. What wasn't pleasurable we had absolute eyesores on the TV screens. When we turned on the TV, the first bounce and those two disgusting score bugs come up on the screen. I wanted to take 2 forks to my eyes.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible. Channel 7 and Fox Footy, they both lost on the weekend with those things. The first broadcast team to change back to whatever last year was will win.
Yeah.
Don't know what they're thinking. Someone at both 7 and Fox Footy has been watching way too much NFL.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, it's too much.
Because it doesn't look necessarily bad, but it's just so big and
It's so big.
distracting and
It's in the way.
Americanized, and it's
almost like the game is secondary
Yeah.
to what's happening in the score bug.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like you got to focus really hard to watch the game.
like those TikToks where you're watching a podcast, but underneath it's like a Maze Runner or
some GTA playing or something like that. Yeah, something like that. So, but if you are someone who's over 70 and you're watching, Fox
true.
Footy, you're going, this is awesome. Finally, they've made it big. I can
I
finally
get
see
it.
the screen. I can see the score. Just disgusting. I don't know. I Fox Footy, better commentary. Score bug is horrible.
Yeah.
7, worse commentary, better score bug.
So score bug, I've never heard that. That's
It's
what
the lingo they're saying online.
Yeah, right. That's what they're.
Yeah, so they're just going to move it. Make it like 75% smaller and then move it away from the middle to the top left.
Well, you posted on Instagram the
two
tier
of them.
the tier
Yeah,
list. What was the overwhelming consensus that was correct? Like the one at the top, which was I'm assuming the really little box.
Yeah.
That
the real
was-
little one. What we had last year was fine.
Yeah.
We had a great thing last year. No one even spoke about last year.
No.
It was good. That's normally a good sign when you got a good thing that no one goes,
Yeah.
no one says anything.
No.
There's no noise around it. That was fine.
No,
Whatever they brought in this year is just 2 Monday Night Football NFL vibes.
Yeah.
Just got to bring it right back. So I wonder if they will bring it back. Maybe that was like an opening round because they could easily say, hey,
That was for
opening
opening
round
round.
was a shit show. We're just being experimental with it. Just kidding. Gotcha.
It's a bit like us in our intro. Because we'll change it. And we go, no, we're
Gotcha.
always
We
going
always
to do
gonna
that. Yeah.
Just so I think, hopefully one of them, hopefully Thursday night we turn on the TV and at least one of them has changed it back.
Yeah.
Because that will bring people
And
in.
I think you're right. Whoever does wins.
Yeah. I'm still big on them needing to bring back the 5-minute warning.
Yep.
We saw it last year, but bring that back.
Yep.
Take the time off the screen and just strap yourself in for some anxiety. If
The
your team's
anxiety is
playing-
just through the roof, isn't
If
it?
your team's playing, that comes up, you go, here we go.
Yeah.
It's going to be the worst 5 minutes of my life.
Oh, the graphic was brilliant. A little bit of an explosion.
Yeah, and if it's not your team, you're like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
You're so pumped and ready for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Also bring back Gone Cold and Running Hot.
Gone Cold was awesome.
Gone Cold was like really insulting to the person who's gone cold.
So for our younger listeners that might not have seen
Yep.
it, what was it?
So I don't know, was it 7 or maybe 10?
I reckon it was 10.
10. So when 10 had the broadcast deals, they had the 5-minute warning and they had Running Hot, which was just a player who's had like 7 touches in the last 5 minutes.
Yep.
And like I think it would say like so and so,
Yeah.
7 touches last 5 minutes. And Gone Cold would be like Gorringe, 0 disposals last 10 minutes. You're like, okay, well that guy isn't even in the game. And
Yeah.
then like you'd watch for this person to try and get into the game off that. So they need to bring that back.
I reckon even for younger listeners, just thinking about the fact that Channel 10 had the football might freak them out.
Wild.
Like that is pretty wild.
Channel
when you
10
think
had the
about
GOAT
it.
pre-game videos, pump up stuff.
They've always been really
They're
good.
always unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But shout out to both 7 Fox Footy.
Yep.
Both good starts. I didn't watch a single minute on 7.
Yep.
I'm Fox Footy through and through.
Through and through.
You got Matt Hill on Fox Footy, then
Well,
I'm not
that's-
going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So even though they did probably win opening round, they released potentially the worst promo of all time, which they've since deleted. But obviously, that's too late.
Yeah.
People to capture it. So off the back of doing the one last week with not Megadeth, who was the band that
Parkway
did with?
Drive?
Megadeth. With Parkway Drive, they then backed it up. And we're
Okay.
thinking, here we go. They're going to have like, I don't know, Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
Who could they get next? Who else loves Fox Footy in the world? They said, no, we'll keep it in-house and release this, a rap song.
Be on the beach, yo.
I see it, but I can't believe it.
The stage.
You seen this?
This is fantastic. They're putting on a show.
Yeah, it's game.
Lace up your boots. We got the best commentators.
Coming live from the booth.
Fox Footy's here to stay.
No ad breaks during play.
Every game of every round.
And it's all in 4K.
Super Saturdays here.
So you know what that means.
Exclusive live footy.
With your favourite team.
Grab your mates, gather round.
504 is the place to be.
Up to round 8, right across the country.
We haven't convinced you.
One thing you gotta know.
Watch your games anywhere.
Anytime with Fox 10 Go.
Now we're bringing it home.
At Fox Footy, we care.
If you really love your footy, you'll forget freeware.
Phenomenal. That's off the scale. And that's one of the highlights of the year.
So that's the worst thing I've ever seen. That's with all their talent, obviously, trying to tell them, hey, you should probably like do some raps here. We need to rap this script.
Feeling a lot of feelings off the back of that. What was Paddy Cripps doing?
I don't know.
How was he the only player?
Yeah, they convinced he didn't want to be there. They really convinced him. Cripper needs to know, like, you can say no.
You could totally
You
say
can definitely
no.
say no. Even some of the talent, like, you can say no to that.
Eddie Betts with an American accent.
Yeah, a lot of them turned American trying to rap. They deleted it.
Bucks doing the phase.
Yeah, it came off their Instagram.
Yeah, good.
So they got rid of it. So, yeah, guys, you can say no.
There was a rap back in like the 90s, I think. Like a player from each team
Did a rap.
did a rap. I don't know if you remember that. That was quite funny.
Horrible. Anytime anyone asks you to rap and then puts a camera in front of you, I would highly recommend you just don't do that.
It's a good,
In any phase of your life.
it's a good life lesson.
Whether it be Fox Footy, your own employer, on a work site, your friends, just say no.
Yeah.
I'm good, thank you very much.
So we're going to do some filming this afternoon because we've hired out a camera. If someone said, here are these Brisbane Line speed dealers, Dan, we need you to do a rap.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we're going to call you Danny G.
No, absolutely not. Won't
Yeah.
happen. Will not
Smart.
happen. So that was pretty funny. The worst cyclone Alfred passed through Queensland.
Yes.
Now, shitload of rain up there.
I can imagine.
I don't think it was as bad as they expected it to be.
No.
It was really built up to be like everyone just bunker down, but just a lot of like strong winds and a lot of rain.
Yeah. Beaches
So-
look pretty eroded, but
Yeah.
I was watching someone, a geologist, say that will return. That'll be fine.
Yeah. So a lot of water that'll obviously go away. Everyone, mostly we think is safe.
Yep.
And yeah, wasn't as bad as they thought. The Gold Coast boys got a training session in their stadium, so they're good to go for
good.
round one. Brisbane boys aren't. They might be in trouble getting on a deck.
What's
before the
their
game.
just?
So they've been training
Yeah.
inside their own houses because they can't actually get to a game or leave. Brisbane's worse than Gold Coast, and they have an indoor training session tomorrow.
Yep.
And the fear is now they might not get outside to kick a footy until their captain's run on the Friday because they have a Saturday game.
Yeah,
in Sydney.
that's not
That's
ideal.
not ideal.
Nah.
At all. To be locked up with Alfred running wild and you're not kicking a footy until you actually get to Sydney. So let's see how they rock up.
Do you almost like just cop the loss and go, right, let's go to Sydney now?
I think they're thinking about it.
Yeah.
I think as soon as they can fly out, they might be going to Sydney just
Yeah.
to, spread the legs.
Yeah.
Kick the footies
Fair
around.
enough, too.
Yeah. So watch them. They're a big wash against Sydney, who will be coming out swinging.
Yeah,
Coxie's going to wind them up after what happened on
Yeah.
Friday night. We posted our rankings of the club social media on Instagram late last week.
Yep. So there's social media teams.
Yeah,
Yep.
just how they are, and the content they create, and how engaged the players are.
Yep.
Just how that makes you feel. 1 to 18. So Giants were first.
Yep.
Clearly, if there's a season leader and
Yep.
a premiership winner, it's always been the Giants. We
Yep.
think. There's teams coming from Hawks, Brisbane, Port, St Kilda.
Yep.
Those likes are coming up for that number one spot. And then the other teams like your Melbourne and Carlton were last. We put them last.
Yeah.
Now, the content, and I get they're a big club. They have to have some kind of prestigious content. They've got big sponsors, a lot of history, a lot of older fans who,
Yep.
you start doing TikTok trends.
Yeah.
My
They're not gonna like
emergency
it.
contact trends on TikTok and put that on Instagram.
Totally.
They'll be like, what's this shit?
Yeah.
Where's Cooter?
Yeah. It's good.
Where's Juddy at?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they go, where's
Totally.
Craig? Is Craig Bradley still around? Like that's what their fans would do.
Totally understand that.
So we did that, and I put them 18th because I thought, you know what, that's their content, and also don't even acknowledge that I exist.
They don't follow you.
Don't follow me.
So they don't follow Daniel Gorringe
No.
and they don't follow Dan Does
Wouldn't
Footy.
even know I exist.
Yeah.
Played 4 of the best games you ever see there.
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay. So we put them there, and then all of a sudden, through the dark depths of social media, teams started coming and saying, "Oh, how dare West Coast came for us." And then St Kilda said, "This is, it's great. We're improvement." Brisbane were happy, and the Giants were very happy. And then from the darkest depth, Carlton, we woke the beast, and they commented, "We haven't been this low on a ladder since you were on the list." Just wrecked me.
It did. I remember you going,
I was pacing upstairs. I was so anxious.
Yeah.
Just came for me. I did not expect my own club
No.
that I love to just hit me with a drive by like that.
Yeah.
Run over me.
Really did.
And then reversed a couple of times.
Could you imagine the paperwork and clearance they would have needed to come to that?
100%,
They
yeah.
would have gone, are you sure we're allowed to say
Are you
this?
sure? Yeah. I said, hey, Luke Sayers, is this still good? Oh, the Bulls thing, he's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, hey, anyone high up, without to do this? They're like, yeah, clearance. Go, go, go.
That's how much you've pissed them off.
Yeah. And in that one comment, they skyrocketed to number one. just in a comment. Unbelievable scenes. I had to have my head down all week. All week and just walking down, but like, no, I can't be acknowledged here. I can't let people know that I'm here. This is embarrassing for me after what they did to me.
It's amazing. Like, so you technically have the right to have two teams if you should so choose.
Dual citizenship.
Exactly right. And it must hurt. You must be looking at it going, why am I going through this? For that, you know?
I thought about turning heel,
Yeah.
having a massive heel turn like the wrestlers do.
Yeah.
I thought, maybe I do like black and white colours.
Yeah. Maybe
Could you imagine that if I'm all of a sudden I just rip off a Carlton Guernsey and then full Magpies?
it'd be one of the
Or
great.
Gold Coast. Gold
like,
Coast
plot
Dorcas.
twists.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be a wrestling plot twist.
Yeah.
I would never. That's disgusting. I would never even think. Not and
to
after
actually
what
take
they
it
did.
back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's gross to even speak about. No, thank you. Essendon getting screwed from both ends. New fixturing. Getting absolutely screwed from the AFL. So opening round was cancelled. Then their game now has been moved from round 24. From opening round to round 24.
Yep.
Which means they'll play 2 games in round 24. We think one on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 1:10 slot. And then the next one hasn't been confirmed yet, but maybe a Tuesday night, Wednesday night. And if they are making finals, then they have to have the weekend off, then play that first final the weekend after, which is just crazy. So not only do they have that dumped on them, they don't get to play opening round and get all the cobwebs out, and now they've got to face a red-hot Hawthorn, who are just broken in, 4 quarters of footy,
Yep.
hard footy against Sydney. Just not what you want as Essendon fan at all. So, I mean, on one hand, it makes great viewing for us
Yes.
because that last round, if they're a chance to make finals, it's great to see.
Especially if
Good
we get a
spectacle.
game on a Tuesday. How good would that be?
Oh, it'd be great. It'd be unreal. But if you're Essendon or Gold Coast, you're absolutely ropeable. But also, if you need 2 wins in 5 days to make finals, good viewing.
Yeah, I
Again,
don't know.
I don't know how I feel. I feel sad. I feel like it's absolutely ridiculous. that
Do
the
they
AFL
get a
done
say
that.
in it?
No way.
No.
Absolutely not. They probably said, we don't like this. And the AFL said, yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. It's a bit sort of, hey, sir, you need to pay $80 for your laptop. And I go, thank you. Not a problem.
No, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Any way around this? Nope. Okay.
That's just what's happening.
That's where they feel.
Yeah.
So the ladder now that they've done this is absolutely fucked all year.
Yeah.
They've got no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Which is all out of whack. So an absolute disaster. Another reason why that opening round thing has to go. So and as Essendon fans, I mean, we don't like excuses.
No.
We've had the last, 'cause you know I'm on them.
You are?
We've had the last 20 years of excuses of why we haven't won a final.
Yep.
You know, this is a chance where we say, you know what? We've got another excuse coming up
It is
in 24 weeks.
handy to just put up that sleeve of
Put it
yours.
up the sleeve.
And just note.
Or we go, hey, us Essendon people, this is a new mindset.
Yeah.
This is a hurdle we jump and we break through, and this is a changing of times.
Yeah.
This won't stop us. So let's see.
So that's also a good one to have up your sleeve. So
Have
you've got
2 things up your
yeah,
sleeve.
2
You've
attitudes.
Two excuses
Yeah.
ready to go up the sleeves.
Yeah.
Okay? Either way, prepare the slide.
Yeah.
Get it ready. The ladder actually is a lot like Snakes and Ladders.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're better off looking at the Snakes and Ladders board game than you are the AFL ladder.
yeah, that's true.
To figure out.
And I'm going to say this, it might be harsh, but look, to be honest, if you need to win 2 games in 5 days to make the 8,
That's on you.
that's on you anyway.
Yeah. Do your work early, I always say.
Yeah.
Win 10 in a row.
Yeah.
And then just go, and then slide away. But slide to like the bottom where it's still 7th, 8th.
Yeah, exactly
Not
right.
completely off it like last
Yeah.
year. So we'll see. Shit house for those fans, Suns and Essendon. Oscar Allen, Eagles captain. This is, again, so much trade talk early in the season. Still March. Been linked to moving to the Hawks at the end of the year. If these motherfuckers get him, I'm calling an investigation to the league at how they're doing this. How is that fair to anyone? It's not. Sam Mitchell went to Tom Barrass's wedding and just put in some work.
That was his real wedding gift.
with the whole Eagles list. Must have just given the biggest ear massages to him.
Yeah, I hope he
into it.
kept every single receipt from
Oh,
that
yeah.
trip because he went there to work.
Oh, yeah.
Like-
just an absolute work trip. Now, the issue here they're saying is that the Eagles have put a long-term, or haven't put a long-term offer on the table for him.
Okay.
So like a 6 years, 7 years, which
Sure.
he wants. I think they're at like a 4-year.
Yep.
So he's like, I'm not doing this. And then in 2023, if you remember, a lot of clubs said to Oscar Allen, look, we'll put 7 years on the table. And one club even said, you know what? 7 years and you can be the captain of the footy club. That's classic St Kilda.
Oh, here we go.
Such a classic St Kilda move. Here's a war chest, and also, do you want to be the top dog around here? Just a sweetener.
Yeah.
That's classic them.
Well, it does say, I'm just looking at an article in the West Australian, and it says reporting rival clubs are willing to offer up to $20 million over a decade. And that only has to be one club.
Anytime you hear I think
stupid bajillion gazillion.
Yeah. Anytime you hear any offer over, let's say 15 million,
Yeah, we know where we're
you
looking.
know exactly who that club is. Don't even have to question who it will be. So Oscar Allen's getting $1 bajillion
So Dr.
by
Evil
the
areas.
Saints. He was asked about his future West Coast, and he said this, which probably doesn't make Eagles fans feeling better. He goes, "I'm not sure what the future lies, but I have enjoyed, and I'm still enjoying my time at the footy club."
Great save.
Good save.
Really good save.
When they say I have enjoyed, you go, "Oh," and I'm still enjoying it.
yeah.
But also, the door is very much ajar for me to quickly
Yeah.
exit right. I'm out of here. So watch this space on him. One thing that came to our socials during the week before we get into football and unpack what happened in this shit round. One of our sources,
Yeah.
who we just call people who send us DMs that we can't really,
We're not allowed to
that
say.
aren't credible at all, but we don't really want to say their name. But one of our sources sent this in. We found out something about Nate Caddy's old man's plumbing business. Sent in by a source, and he says, "Hey mate, thought you boys would like to get around this. I used to work for Nate Caddy's dad. He had a habit of putting his son's face on his business's plumbing utes, Exhibit A. Now, then he sends in a photo of Nate Caddy
Yep.
with Pit Viper sunnies on, and in cursive under that photo, just neck up, Nate Cads. That's it. This is his dad's plumbing business.
Now, I don't want to be critical to Nate Caddy. He's 19 years. He's not really the face of the league or the club at this rate.
No.
So it's a long straw to pull when you're putting his face on your company to try and bring people in.
And the even crazier thing is this, he said, I used to work for him. Nate Caddy's first year was last year.
It was last year.
So did he do it in the first year or like his draft year when he wasn't even anyone? The best, he had a habit.
That's a really
You
good
know,
way of
he had a
saying
habit.
it. Yeah,
It's like me being like, oh, your mum would open my school books and be like, oh, this guy's just drawing dicks.
yeah, you had
that was a
bit of
habit, you know, in
yeah.
class. So I'm just going to draw some big balls and like, you know, that kind of thing.
He couldn't help himself. He just had
It's
a
like-
habit of putting it everywhere.
Imagine him driving home, like he's got a new work car. He goes, oh, sorry, Nate, come downstairs. His wife, you know I'm struggling with this. I've got a habit of just putting your face on my utes. I'm so sorry. Who has a habit of doing that? Like that's not a habit.
You
He's
do
just
it
doing
once
it
and you think,
for business. Unreal.
I tell you what, the DDF car that we're going to give away, it's
Yeah.
got to have a Nate Caddy
100%.
face on it.
So if you do see a Nate Caddy plumbing van getting around Melbourne, I think,
You would
send it
assume,
through.
yeah.
You will see it. There'll be one out there. He's got a habit of doing it. So send that through to us. And just another thing, we did have another source while we're doing the source
Watch.
unpacking, Source
Yeah.
Watch. Jamara,
Okay.
his sorry path and strategy to round one.
Okay, yep.
He started it. Had breakfast with Bont on Saturday.
Did he pay?
Not sure, but that would go a long way.
Yeah,
it would
it
go a
would
long
help.
way. Yeah. So he said sorry to at least one of them.
Okay.
So he's
So he's my name.
33% through.
My name is Earl. Redemption arc has
He
started.
started. So he's got,
Okay.
when I don't know where the game is, I think it might be a Sunday, knowing them. So what's he got next? Sunday Marvel would be my vibe without
Yeah.
looking at the fixtures
With
so
a-
far.
with-
I can assume it's Sunday Marvel.
Sunday Marvel. Okay. Oh, Saturday Marvel.
Okay, fair enough. So he's got, 6 days now
Yeah.
to really say sorry.
So he's got two more.
Yeah. Sorry, Bus needs to get going.
Yeah.
So there you are. This is exciting for Carlton fans. Selection squeeze going on, though. So a few nervous players after they announced 2 players who are going to be in the team.
Yeah.
Selection squeeze, Carlton, Lucas Campariali. Now, I say Campariali. People go, it's Camparelli. I'm not really sure what it is.
Yeah.
It's one of them. You know who I'm talking about. Well, debut, which is
Yeah.
big. Big, son of a gun.
What pick was he?
Big 54.
That's
hot. That's a bolter.
yeah.
That's coming from the clouds for
Yeah.
a round one selection.
That's
Had that good
not
game against the
easy to
Giants.
do.
Pick 54.
Right.
If you're normally pick 54, you're not playing till like maybe if you're lucky to get a third year
Yeah.
contract. It'd be a second, season's done.
Yeah.
Let's just give this pick 54 a chance.
Yeah.
Round one selection
Yeah, it's huge.
against the Tigers though. So you know he's going to have 40.
Yeah, true.
He's going to absolutely dominate. Nick Haynes is also playing.
Yep.
Which is big. 32-year-old. He's going to be good for them, backline. I know it's my team, but I think it's probably our biggest weakness. But he shores up a bit.
You reckon that's
I
your
think
biggest
so.
weakness?
Wiedering
Yeah.
needs someone.
Yeah.
I think he can maybe help. Silvani will be back there as well. We know Jack's probably going to be in the
True.
team, which is big.
I forgot about
Son
him.
of a gun. Old
Yeah.
man was a brick wall back there. absolute superstar of the league.
Yeah.
So it's in his DNA to defend.
You're so right about Wiedering. I think back to last year, and that poor bloke
He
was
did a mountain
working
of work.
overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were a lot of players who the ball would be going into our forward 50, and there were a lot of players who were just exiting out of there.
Yeah.
Guys, we didn't have the ball yet.
Yeah.
Where the fuck's Sard going?
He
why is
just
Sard and
runs.
Boyd bolting outside? We haven't got the ball yet,
Yeah.
boys. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
they're in. And Sam Walsh, they're thinking will be back.
Huge.
Which is
Okay.
big. No Charlie.
So yeah.
That's okay. It's Richmond. If we don't beat Richmond by, so if we would have won by
This is
100
good.
points.
Take your time. Take your time.
Okay, well, I'll actually try and be serious about this. I'm not
Yeah.
taking the piss here to Richmond fans because I know we've been a bit insulting to them and the league has. If we had a full team with Charlie in it,
Okay.
we're probably looking at beating Richmond by 85 to 100 points. Mm-hmm. So without Charlie, we'll probably beat them by 70.
Any other notable outs?
No.
So pretty strong.
Pretty strong. I mean, the big one is we don't know if our boy, Dogging him Doherty's going to be in the
Yeah,
team.
true.
So we don't know how the team. It's going to be a younger team,
Yeah.
I think. I think it'll go the young blood. But 70 points is where we're at.
So anything under 70 points
Is a loss.
A
If
disappointment.
we lose by less than 70 points, give Richmond 4 points.
Yeah, okay, sure.
It's an absolute joke. I'll be so flat.
70 points is a fair bit, though.
Mate, I want to see blood.
Yeah.
Richmond blood dragged across the MCG.
Yeah.
I don't care if they haven't played a game. I don't care if we don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Got number 48 running around. Who the
How
hell's
good's
48?
that going to be? Yelling at
Yeah.
people you've never seen before.
I think that'd be a good mindset as well for Blues to show the league, like, hey, we're a real foot on throat club.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
we don't care if this guy's never seen AFL ball before.
Yeah.
He's never kicked a ball. You've just dragged him off punt road. We're going to really give it to you.
Yeah.
So that's big. Speaking of just defenders, one thing I did see a lot of the weekend, double fists.
Excuse me.
A lot of double fisting spoils.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right.
I hate that so much. I know it's a small thing, but if you double fist, you should have a week suspension.
Is it just visually you don't like? Or
Just
it's...
mark it.
Sure.
If you can get 2 fists to the ball, hey, just open the fists
That's
and
true.
grab it.
That's true.
There
Because if
is
you're
no-
one fisting it, that suggests to me that you're too far away
Yes,
to
to
mark
do that
it.
or out of position,
Yep.
or you're coming across the front of the pack. What if you can get 2 fists to a footy? Just open the fists and mark it. I hate it so much. It's as bad as the scoreboards on the TV.
Yeah, okay.
Get rid of that. Just a small thing.
No, that's not a small thing at
Just
all.
a small thing. All right, let's unpack the round. Hey, before we do unpack it, sorry, one more thing. So I know I've got a lot to unpack here. The one rule that the umpires are big on, there's always one thing
Yep.
that we're unpacking and being like, oh, this is the thing that they want
This
to
is
really.
the thing of the year. Here
thing
we
of
go.
the year, 15-meter kicks.
Yeah.
They're big on that.
Yep.
They've got a tape measure out there. They
Yeah.
go, no, it has to be 15.
Do you like that?
Some of them were just clearly like 40 meters.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
there was some that were just so obviously 15. And the game's too quick really now to even be picking up on it.
Such a vague.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
Such a vague rule. Like,
Like-
how do you know 15?
Yeah, you
It's
don't.
a made up.
You
It's a
don't.
made up distance in their head.
Yeah, you don't.
They don't really know. So that, and we're still just absolutely no closer to knowing what holding the ball is.
Yeah.
I've got no idea. My God, blokes getting ragdolled, ball spilling out. It's just a lot of play on. A lot of umpires with just hands in the air going, fuck it, I've got no idea. Just play on.
I swear, for anyone who's never seen the sport before, it would look like that. It's just a bunch of people out there just not
There's
knowing what's
just
happening.
bodies and balls flying
Yeah.
around and people double fisting.
Yeah,
That's all it is. You're like, what is this sport?
that's our game.
But we love it. It's the best game in the world. Football's back. We are so happy. And the Poos and Wees just took a huge jump on the SCG. And the Swans on Friday night, beating them by 20 points. SCG, most polite crowd in the world.
Really, that was your first game.
First game,
Yep.
as a spectator there, very polite.
Yep.
Sydney were down by, 20 points, I think, or like maybe 30 points
Yep.
there. But in the second, it was very much like, okay, let's just quiet down so the boys can focus.
Yeah.
If we be quiet, the boys will, they'll get, it's okay. Okay, we're getting done. That's all right.
I do remember my
We'll accept
mum
that.
used to live there, and she went to a Saints game. She got really offended because there were these two old ducks in front of her having a little wine and some cheese, and she overheard them say, "Right, who are we playing again today?" That sort of
Just so
summed
polite.
it up for
Yeah,
me.
polite crowd.
What I could expect.
Apparently, I heard that the Sydney crowd, there's people, younger people who are on Hinges, all the apps, they go to the games to hook up with each other.
Yes. I think there's also like an official, like it's run by the club,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like a dating.
So we took Electric Ash, and Electric Ash pinned himself to the SCG, and his hinge was going off. But they all do that. But they all go there to pick up.
I mean, I
They're
think
horny in
that's-
Sydney.
Well, that's we
That's a
know
horny
that.
state.
Well, when you're watching Isaac Heaney week in, week out, I
True.
can totally understand why.
Go on Heaney, then you're swiping. I don't know what you swipe left or right, but then you're trying to pick up at the same time. Going, where's my version of a Heaney? He's got to be in the stadium
Yeah,
somewhere.
he'll be. Yeah.
There, they love it. Getting
How
around
did
it.
Electric go?
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really good. He loved it. Loved it, the big boy.
Yeah, it looked like it was his first time on a plane. He was having the best time
You
ever.
know what? On the plane, he actually said, he's like, this is so weird being this far back in the plane. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, oh, normally I'm in standing room. Is there a standing room? So, mate, have you ever been on plane standing? What are you talking about? He goes, oh, like when I go overseas, I stand at the bar. I was like, oh, you mean like
And he wasn't joking.
Business, no, not joking. Business.
Who is this kid?
Yeah, I don't know who he is. Goes to Electric, stands up in planes at the bar overseas. He's a mystery, Electric Ash.
That is impressive,
Yeah.
but wild.
And we chucked him in 31C. Pretty much cargo under the plane.
Was he middle seat too?
He was, yeah, he
Yeah, I
was, he
think
was
he
pretty
was.
rattled. Yeah, so
he would have been
he
Paul
was
Bugger.
rattled. But the Hawks up in Sydney, they're just really good at football.
Yeah.
Last year, you know how last year it was fun?
Mm-hmm.
This year it's like, run.
Oh, I like that.
That'd be a good clip.
Yeah.
It's like run. Did it in the Mocha kit too? I don't know if you saw the Mocha kit.
No.
Yeah, they had like the brown
Do you
and
like the flying V?
Yeah, loved it. I love
Yeah.
that kit. I was a bit skeptical on the white, just the white back with the numbers.
Sure.
But looked good. Sicily in the long sleeve Mocha as well.
Long
and
sleeve
stayed in
Mocha.
it too. I love players that stay in it.
Yep.
If you stay in it, it's big. But yeah, I've seen 4 quarters of footy, and guess what? Hands going up. I was wrong.
Sure.
They're not finishing bottom 4.
Yep.
That's a top 4 team. Unbelievable. Battle and Barras have made the team a genuine contender.
Yep.
Like it's really good. And now that they're in the team, they can move Sicily forward.
Yeah.
So Sicily, who is your best defender normally, is now probably your best forward if he goes there. Like he went forward for the last quarter when the game was in balance.
Yeah.
And the ball's on Mitchell to do it, but also the ability that he can now do it.
Yeah,
To be
yeah.
like, you know what? Put our captain forward.
Yeah.
Is unbelievable. They're good. Will Day, talk of the town his first half. Like, I haven't seen anything like it. He is just an absolute stud. One of the best halves of footy we've seen. And when I say I haven't seen anything like it, we haven't seen this kind of mold of player. 6'3", like rangy, quick, can play inside, outside, wing, half back, half forward. Like we haven't seen that before. Like
Yeah.
a genuine Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Who's just really good at everywhere he goes in the field. It's like, mate, I'm telling you, 23-year-old stud. Played up forward, kicked 3 in the first half, had 20-odd, then Jordan went to him. And just, if he plays like that most weeks, the league's in trouble.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
He's an interesting mold. He doesn't look like a footballer, I don't reckon.
No.
Just, yeah.
He looks like one of the statistics guys on the bench.
Yeah,
But
or
he's-
with Opta.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
And he's
yeah.
got some mongrel in him as well.
Yeah.
Like just he's going to be an absolute stud. Their forward line is still a mystery to me. I don't know how it works, but I don't even want to know anymore.
No.
Because I keep questioning it, and it just keeps kicking goals and big scores too.
Yeah.
And just all I could see was their backline being set up, connecting with their midfield, and then just a wave going at Sydney.
Yeah.
So they mustn't need big names at forward.
Why would
make
you
it
want to
work.
ask questions for an answer you don't want to know?
No,
Just enjoy it.
I know. Our boy Wiz was quiet. It's okay. First game back. Didn't touch the ball in the first half, which is concerning.
That is concerning.
I did hear people in between their Hinge dating apps and being polite and not talking because the boys were focusing. Calling him the Fizz.
Oh, that's...
They're like, the Fizz has lost his wand. I was like, guys, don't say that about my boy.
And also, just could you imagine that at the MCG would get either no laughs or someone would tell you, like, do better.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was none of that. If that was the MCG, it would be, well,
You go, what?
yeah. Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's
Yeah.
all for young and old. But the Hawks are so good. Like, their kicking's unbelievable. They're the best kicking team in the comp. So, obviously, they're going to be because Sam Mitchell makes him kick flat out, and he was just
And on both legs.
on both legs. Yeah, you can't play if you don't kick both legs. They're just the best kicking team.
Yeah.
They slice you up. Amon, D'Ambrosio, Sicily, Impey, Scrimshaw just will cut you apart.
Yeah.
So good, which made me did think about who are the best kicks in the league.
Like it.
So I've got Grime Myers at 5.
I just don't see that.
No, Grime Myers
Is
is
it
a great
just the
kick.
action that that's what I focus on?
No, mate, he's an amazing kick.
Okay.
His inside 50 kicks are like elite.
Okay.
It looks a bit like weird going
looks
around the corners
bizarre.
and stuff, but it hits targets. Number 4, Dan Houston. Obviously, coming
Yep.
up half back. Number 3, Jordan Dawson.
Really?
He's a weapon, yeah.
Okay.
He's got a
I might
weapon
need to keep an eye on that.
coming out of his hip. Then D'Ambrosio.
Yeah.
And then the best kick in the league is Nasai Wanganimilova.
Perfect.
Obviously.
Can't argue
My
with
top
that.
5
Yep.
best kicks in the league.
That's excellent.
So that's it. But though, as a team, Hawks are the best kicking team.
Yeah.
By a mile. They've also got a huge fucker in Lloyd Meek.
They do.
I don't know if he's gotten bigger or if he's like, I don't want to say the R word that he's on roids, but
But I'll say it immediately after.
he's so big.
Yeah, but he's becoming a man now.
He's 26. He's becoming a man. He's
Yeah.
coming to his own. He's probably coming to his prime.
Yeah.
He's only going to get bigger.
Yeah.
He reminds me still, I'm going to say, of Will Minston so much. He's just so big. And he was throwing Grundy around like a rag doll.
Yeah.
Had the 30 hit-outs, 14 touches, 2 goals. He is just like their core pillar now in the team.
How many How many centimeters are you?
200. What's he?
203.
See, but he's like got probably, I know he can't take it anymore, but he'd be 185 kilos.
Yeah, his legs in particular.
Oh,
look just
big
like
tree trunks.
Yeah.
Just a thick boy.
Yeah.
Guinea was very quiet. Very quiet. I mean, it did make sense when I saw him on a catwalk because obviously focusing left foot, right foot, left foot, right
and
foot.
I totally understand that.
So that would make sense. Had the 16 touches, but we did see the was it Melbourne Fashion Week?
No, it was.
Oh,
is the
okay.
short answer to that.
Got that wrong.
No, it was for homie, and
Yeah.
I wore one of my jumpers the other day. You've got yours here.
I do.
They've released this collaboration with the AFL for all the teams. 100% of the proceeds go to helping youth homelessness
Mm-hmm.
around Melbourne, and not only is that fantastic, but like it's about time that we've got some cool gear floating
true.
around, because I think about it, and if I've got like a St Kilda game in the afternoon, but I know I'm going to go out after.
Yeah.
How do I deal with that fashion wise? Because it's not like it is in America where the NFL has cool gear. It's widely accepted to wear starter jackets and all that kind of business. But like,
you're rocking up with a Guernsey.
you can't.
With your
Exactly
arms
right.
out.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, well, don't be here.
So it's about time we've got some cool gear going on.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that release looked unbelievable.
Yeah, it was good. So Guinea did it, Simpkin did it, and someone from Geelong did it as well.
Yeah,
down the catwalk. So Guinea's got big balls, eh? He doesn't give a shit about anyone's opinion.
No.
Like, that was just... He collabed with the AFL on his post of him going down the catwalk. And it's just like one of those things where you just know, even if you're not Guinea, that you're going to cop criticism. Because you play for a good team now, all the Collingwood history.
Yeah.
Just doesn't give a shit.
And why should he?
I rate it. I rate blokes that go, you know what? Fuck it. I'll read a book before the game.
Yeah.
You see him reading a book before the game? Just like, I would have no shoes on. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But don't give a shit.
There's nothing. I mean, it's also if the things you're doing out of protest are like that, I love it.
I hope he takes a book out next week and it's upside down. He's not even reading it. Or it's just some absolutely fucked book that makes no sense.
Yeah, 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, just horrible, like some crazy math or science
Oh, yeah,
book.
that'd be good too.
Just
Yeah.
something so ridiculous. So, yeah, good on him. Good catwalk too.
Yeah, it's
Did well,
strong.
look confident.
I think Jai probably was...
Jai's hot.
Yeah, that's
Jai's
underrated.
a good-looking rooster.
Yeah.
He'd be maybe the hottest bloke in the league.
That's a good call. Who do you reckon? And I don't want to be rude. I don't actually think Isaac Heaney is the hottest. I think his aura and the vibe of him makes him incredibly hot.
Okay.
But if you had to just be a bit strict, I don't think he'd be number one.
Okay.
Jai's
Jai's very good looking. Yeah, he's a genuine rooster.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to quickly filter through blokes in my head that are hot.
And just like trying to figure out what's the appropriate time
Yeah.
on
to
like
bring
how
this out.
quickly you can answer it.
Yeah. No, it's going to get weird if I keep thinking about it for a bit. We don't move on to how stinky Sydney cocks are. Peter, I don't know what's going on with Sydney. 2 games in a row now. I know we had the grand final and then...
yeah.
But just on the looking at this team and the off-season they've had, I just don't know. I don't know if they know what they are anymore.
No.
Like, remember the early last year from opening round to probably round 14, we were going, this team won't lose again. And then it just wasn't the same after that. They got to a grand final, they had 2 home finals. But since midway last year, it hasn't been Sydney that we knew for the first 3 months of the season in 2024. So I don't know what they are, what this team is. Papley's their best forward. They've got some big fuckers there that do clunk the ball a little bit, but probably need to do a bit more. Their best forward is probably is definitely backman, Tom McCartan. Sam Wicks was a forward pocket. Now he's a back pocket. John Longmire rocked up the preseason 1 week and thought, nah, I'm not doing this. So I think it's just a lot of stuff going on. Gordon breaks his ankle, double 2Kers. Maybe this, shiny Sydney Ferrari isn't as shiny as we thought.
It might be. Well, you know what? You're right in the sense that it feels too early to say that if we hadn't had the context of everything that happened in the second half of last year, because that is concerning.
I've got them. I've got the pencil out for Fraud Watch.
Wow.
Not the marker, but the pencil. If we had a pencil and it could take pencil to the whiteboard, I'd be going pencil them in.
Wow.
They're a loss away this weekend against Brisbane from going on.
Haven't kicked the
grand final. Yeah,
in 3 weeks.
Literally, who've been knee deep in water.
Yeah.
If they lose to them, they're going on.
Yeah.
I've got some. Yeah. Alert, not alarmed yet for them.
Yep.
So we'll see how they go, but not what Sydney and Dean Cox wanted on Friday.
No.
He would have wanted a better debut than that. Probably thinking, I wonder what shoes Daddy's wearing right now. Well, if you guess mongrel boots, you'd be absolutely correct. No matter if it's work or play, mongrel has a boot for you. Ollie, you're a boot man, actually.
I'm a
You
massive
actually are
boot
massive
guy.
man. Yeah. What size are you?
I'm size 10.
Mongrel has that size. Mongrel boots, they're designed to be comfy as Mongrel Boots manufactures premium safety and non-safety boots for you, the Aussie worker. When you clock off, slip on a pair of our K9 range. Nothing but the best for you and your feet. Mongrel Boots, proudly Australian-made, owned and operated since 1930. Wow. Mongrel Boots is backed by 5 generations of experience. Mongrel Boots, Aussie born and bred. I have, though, in being the SCG, found our first $2 million player. It's Chad Warner. Just pay him. Pay him $2 million. I know he had 21 touches, but he is just cuts the game open. Mm-hmm. Just rare. Just pay him whatever he wants. I know Sydney had the 2-year offer on the table for him, but just if he wants 2.2, give him 2.2.
Yep.
He'll definitely be that on the West Coast.
Because we know someone that would. Yeah.
Yeah, or there's another team that have $1 gazillion.
Exactly.
And they live in Rabin. So, good work, Hawks. Great start to their season.
Great.
They're back. So definitely not going to be a bottom 4 team.
And I will say this, a pretty good game to watch as well for the opener. Like, for what was a pretty weekend. It was good.
Yeah. Then we had a day off just to compose ourselves.
Just calm down.
Had a Sunday off, which was good, just to think about everything. And then we had Sunday, yesterday. Best day of my life. I'm going to say it. The Giants somehow, against all odds, half a forward line. You got a package sit in the stands. Their best player, Tom Green, injured. Kieran Briggs breaks his neck in the first quarter, allegedly. Not sure. I think it was a concussion. Breaks his damn neck. Spine broken. And they beat the Pies by 52 points. Rocked up to the Angie Stadium and just beat the shit out of Collingwood. Just chose violence from the start. It was unreal. Absolute battlefield of just punches being thrown. I loved it so much. A lot of punches, a lot of cramping.
Yeah, that was an interesting
A lot of
addition.
cramping. I've never seen so much pickle juice in my life.
Yeah.
P juice, 3 votes, they're saying. It was just all happening on there, which is a good way to end opening round, given we had, one game into this game. And the big talking point, which probably shouldn't be, given how good Finn Callahan was and the Giants were, but the big talking point is always going to be the fight on the sidelines. We had Fly and Kingsley having words with each other on the bench. Kingsley told Fly to shut the fuck up and sit down. And he did it pretty quick. I've never seen someone sit down so quickly in my life. I think he was barking at Bedford for giving a 50 way. He was like, yeah, Bedford, you motherfucker. Yeah, keep doing this shit. See what happens. Yeah, we're on the run. And King was like, hey, biceps out. I'm going to need you to fuck up.
What was that, mate?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, Kingsley came over, just a head up,
Yeah.
biceps out and said, you going to take that back or what? Big bark, no bite, bitch. Now, that's all alleged.
Yeah, it's not word for word.
Yeah, that's all
necessarily.
alleged, but it was barking a lot up until Adam got up and had the chin up and said, what? A lot of barking going on. Now, not a good sign in sending the players when you do start barking, sit down, then get rolled by 52 points. Not like this fighting, we're fearless mentality to show the players. Might have had something to do with it, but loved it. We loved it. Yeah, Fly was asked after the game what happened, and here's what he said.
I was having a bit of fun with King. He's an old mate of mine. No, I was just staring up and said we're coming, and he just had a bit of fun. He's a bit fiery than me. I'm a bit more. Oh yeah, I'd like to celebrate all the little things. No, nothing to it. If you want to make it a story, it's nothing story. But
are you a bit worried now that obviously we saw what happened with Ken in that final against, but that's something that could be looked at?
Honestly, we're all colleagues, and I was just having a bit of fun with him. If it's more than that, we shake hands at the end of the game, and I said, yeah, we'll see you next time we play.
It gives me real HR's called you into the office after a Christmas party vibes. You know, we're all just fun. Oh, the joke's so funny. Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
That kind of like, it's all fun. You know what? We're
It's
friends.
Not even just the physical nature of sitting down because he was intimidated. It's his words as well. He was so rattled.
So bad does he sound?
Yeah, called him no, he's just my friend.
No,
like,
it's all good. We're just friends. Yeah, just friends. It's a friend between jokes. So yeah, joke. It's all good. It's all fun. I wouldn't worry about it. I'm not worried about it at all. So I love him. If anything,
Yeah.
it's good. Not nervous about him at all.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah, very,
on the
very
plane
like I'm
now.
in trouble vibes. So
Yeah.
hopefully, nothing happens. Let the
Well, it
AFL
wasn't
let it
that
go.
bad,
It wasn't that
really?
bad.
Like-
Well, they're saying the whole Ken had the airplane out at Adelaide Oval with Hawthorn. Is this similar? I mean, he didn't say the things that I said before, but, well, you know, maybe something down that path of like, what was he saying to Bedford? Why
Yeah.
was he even talking to Bedford? Let it go.
Yeah.
Let the coaches go head to head.
It's what you get when you've got two coaches on ground level. That's going to happen.
Give us more of it.
Yep.
That's what makes the game great.
Yep.
And coaches getting invested, both down on the bench.
It'd be good to see one go into the other one's box.
That'd be
to
big.
have a
Yeah,
go at it.
that'd be
That
huge.
would be an issue, but
That'd
yeah.
be huge, but I loved it. It was so good. It was
Yeah.
so good. Someone else who was so good, Finn Callahan.
Yep, let's talk about
17 million was 100% unders. We were laughing at the offer of like this guy being offered 17 million by your club, Saints, Ollie. And it's like, no, why are they doing that? Well, they saw what he is. He's worth 25 million.
Yeah.
What he did yesterday was just a dog. Such a dog. Like every time he got the ball, even in the first quarter before Collingwood just started cramping everywhere, just tore the game open. Got the ball and just went, I didn't know he was that fast. Where did you get that pace from? Just quick, 33 touches, 2 goals, and like literally ripped it open. And not many players can do that, like in the league. You got Bont, Cripper, Dacos when he's not got severe cramp,
Yep.
and now Finn. Like that's a rare group to be in to do that.
And I think you're right. And St Kilda saw this when people weren't watching.
No.
I'll hold my hand up, and I barely had heard of him really because you know maybe sometimes I might not watch every Giants game ever, and yeah, it's as clear as day now. Like we're going to be watching him, and rightly so, pretty closely.
Just explodes.
Yeah.
Like it's just a rare to have someone in your team. The Giants have a few of them that can just rip a game from you like that. Like first quarter done.
Yeah.
It was over. So unders for him. He's worth way more than 70 million.
Yeah.
So much more. The Giants in general just looked unbelievable. Like just bullied and beat up on the Pies. We didn't see that coming. Not with Hogan out, Stringer, Tom Green's out as well. Briggs broke his neck in the first quarter, like a concussion, same thing. But no, we didn't see that coming. The run and carry, overlap handball, like that is just, everyone's saying Giants for the flag early in the year. I didn't see that. But then seeing what they did yesterday, I'm like, that's fucking hard to stop.
It really is. Like,
It's impossible to stop.
What do you do?
But it is, and we flagged it last week, it is one pace.
Yep.
So when it goes right like it did yesterday, you go, good luck. It's just if they can keep doing that over and over again, like being so clean with their hands. So there's going to be games where that's not clean and they fumble and the handball's behind them, or teams get a hand in here and there. But when they do it like that,
there was just one of those goals in there as well that looked like prime Barcelona, where everyone touched the footy
literally
before they scored. Like it was just bouncing around.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
It was like a video game when you're up by so much that you want to make sure everyone touches the ball before you score.
Yeah, exactly.
You're playing FIFA. You're like, you know what? Yes, the goalie has it, but
Yep.
I'm going to make the goalie run out to halfway.
Yeah.
That's like, it was so easy for them by the end of it. So yes, they beat Collingwood, but they also beat a lot of cramps. Like it was a team full of cramps in the second half.
It was, yeah.
I've never seen a whole team at the same time go, you know what? Fuck. Shit. Like, ever in my life. You know when you're in bed at 3 a.m. and then all of a sudden you get hit with a cramp? That's what happened to everyone. They couldn't move. It was unbelievable. The best player in the comp, Nick Dacos, cramping early in the third quarter, and we went, oh no. As soon as he started cramping, trickle down effect, everyone's got cramp.
Fly sat down. Dacos is cramping.
Yeah.
It
wasn't good.
Waving the white flag.
Looked like a 55-year-old who decided to pull in the boots and thought he could play again. Like he could not move in the second half. And they'd already made a sub, so they had to keep him out there. Good on him for staying out there.
Yep.
Like huge effort. He couldn't get going. Had literally 3 litres of pickle juice.
Yeah.
And just nothing was loosening up. He was absolutely fucked. So the questions are coming now. Now, was he prepped? Of course he's prepped.
Yeah.
He's the best player in the comp.
Yeah.
Nick Dacos, look at his rig. He's
Yeah.
not going to come... People saying last year, I think Harley Reid was the case, where everyone's like, this guy wasn't prepped for the season, he's cramping. Everyone's like, is Nick Dacos prepped? Is he, did he do all the training? Obviously, he did.
There's literally, if someone had to say who's the most prepared player in the league right now, it would probably be him.
So he definitely he trains a house down. Now, a source has said that he looked really tanned.
And he did.
And he did look really tanned. And we're hearing that maybe the source says that this guy hit the solarium a little bit too hard. The lights on him, dehydrating. Was he in the solarium for too long? Did he do 8 minutes instead of 6? Is that the reason he cramped? Who knows?
He's looking tanned. I'm just having a look now.
Just putting it out there. Looking really tanned. Really tanned. They did stop the game for him as well for cramping. I've never seen that before.
What do you think about that? I mean, that's proper bubble wrap stuff.
Yeah, but I think the first one you got to stop if you think it's something like worse. Like, it could have been a groin. But when he started pushing the trainers away, I think you can play on. They stopped it for a while, which I've never
And it might
seen
be
that before.
painful, but you could limp off.
For
Like,
sure.
you're not hurt,
For sure. I think what Nick Dacos has to do, I don't know why it didn't happen last year, but he just runs so hard.
Yep.
So he's just beating himself up. Like, he runs himself into the ground. So by half time, he had I don't know what it was. It'd been maybe around 20 touches. But he runs so hard that maybe he just has to learn to hey, you don't need to sprint for the first 60 minutes of the game, Like, you don't need everyone to. You don't need to burst and kill everyone with your speed in a half of football. Do it for 4 quarters. Is he getting to a stage where maybe he just has to learn how to spread out how dynamic and explosive he is?
Yeah.
Because he goes so hard.
How are you supposed to tell a player to stop getting your hands on the footy, though? And stop trying 100%?
Yeah.
And
well, maybe it's them just leaning him too much.
Yeah.
And now Collingwood is just very much which is so, I know it's Overreaction Mondays. I know we're doing this and we're going to look into it because it's only 2 games of football.
Yep.
So everything's a bigger microscope. But it's just but I don't know. I've never seen a whole team cramp like that.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what it was. Humidity.
It's got to be.
Sydney humidity. I did walk out for breakfast on the Saturday morning and almost cramp. So it's a real thing up there in Sydney.
Okay.
But it was wild seeing them all go down, not be able to move. They put the oldest team in AFL history on the park in that game.
And it probably showed.
It definitely showed.
Yeah.
They look so slow. So if that's the thing and now it's a blueprint for teams. If that's the thing that makes you beat Collingwood, then you just run them off their feet.
Yeah.
They got no pace.
Yeah.
I thought they were a quicker team than that. Or the Giants just lightning quick.
Yeah.
It looked like they were all 40.
Yeah.
Or the Giants' young legs just swept them off their feet.
Yeah.
Then Tim Memory had a St Kilda moment.
Well, hang on. I don't know if we can just call it a St Kilda moment.
Well,
I'd be comfortable with a Nick Revolt moment.
Yeah. Very St Kilda-esque.
Yeah, okay. So running into the square.
Yeah.
Chased down
That
from
summed it
behind.
up.
Snuck up on him like a librarian.
That summed it up. So, Sam Taylor's dog, just quickly.
Yeah.
Absolute dog. He did a lot of double fisting. That's why I brought it up. A lot of double. And then when he loses a 1v1, he just abused the shit out of himself. If you watch him, guys, this week, he'll lose a 1v1. Oh, actually, he probably won't. But when he does, a lot of punching like the legs.
Jesus.
Yeah, full psychopath. So, and then celebrates hard when he's, defender spoils.
Yeah.
He just loves it. So, the Pies, after all that, after just not showing up, the whole team cramping,
Yep.
Fly sitting down quickly after Kingsley started getting up out of his seat.
You're not. Right. I thought you were going for the line. That's better.
Collingwood are on fraud watch, officially. You can't trade out your future, literally for your next 5 to 10 years, and bring in superstars, tell everyone how, this feels different this season, it feels more like a premiership season, and then lose by 52 points. That's fraud behaviour. I'm not having that. You can't do that.
Everything you've said, that makes sense. That
Yep.
checks out. I've got to give it to you.
Yeah, so Collingwood's on fraud watch. They're staying there until they show us otherwise.
What do they need to do?
We'll get back on track this week, beat Port at home.
But that won't get them off the watch yet?
If they beat Port convincingly and no one cramps,
Yep.
they're off. If no one cramps next week,
and they win,
yeah,
Yep.
then we'll take them off. But you can't have a whole team cramping.
No.
And tell us that you're a contender.
Yeah.
No,
No,
on
that's
my
fair.
watch. Unless Dan Houston's a 50-point difference. Which we don't know. He's a good player, playing against his old team as well.
Oh,
Gonna be
true.
on. Oh, they're going to target him.
Oh, young and old.
They're going to go after him right now. So, congrats to Collingwood Fraud Watch. That's them. I'm excited. Thank God footy's back, actually. Actually back. on Thursday night.
This is it.
Thursday night footy.
We're gonna-
MCG, the Loud House will be rocking.
We're going to start walking down Swan Street
Yeah.
and you'll just start to see more and more
Oh,
scarves
yeah.
and hats. And
Bad day to be a beer.
Yeah.
Come Thursday, come 2 p.m. I can't wait. We'll do the full round preview Wednesday.
Yep.
A full round now.
Yeah.
9-game slate.
Jesus.
Cannot wait. That's a big episode. We'll do that. And then obviously back on Friday for our review of the 70 to 100 point win.
We
by
could
Carlton.
pre-record if
Which
you
we
would like.
could do that right now, actually.
Yep.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in. We will see you on Wednesday, Friday. Have a great week.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.